UConn Huskies post-game report tonight after Eyewitness News at 6.
Women's college basketball taking center stage here on CBS, and oh, it's a good one. Number 4 ranked Duke taking on number 1 ranked UConn. Craig Bolerjack along with former Husky Rebecca Lobo, and in the early minute, UConn knocking down a couple of quick buckets to take a 4-0 lead.
Both teams starting out in a man-to-man, and you have Diana Taurasi and Elena Beard, the 2 top players in college basketball, guarding each other.
Jessica Moore, back-to-back buckets. Duke answers back. Monique Curry with her first bucket. UConn, Rebecca, 69 straight home wins. Back-to-back national champions.
They're looking to break the longest home court winning streak record here today, and Duke, of course, trying to avenge the loss from last year when UConn went down to Duke and beat them pretty handily in Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Errant pass to Taurasi. First turnover by UConn. Here's Elena Beard. On the wing, Harding. Played 2 minutes, 4-2 UConn. The Huskies are 9-0. Duke 9-1 after that opening night loss to Texas.
Right now, I think Duke a little bit, letting the crowd get to them a little bit. They haven't.
Misty Bass, the foul against Jessica Moore. Tillis, Curry, Bass, Harding, and Beard for Duke. Taurasi, Turner, Moore, Conlon, and the sophomore Annie Struther for UConn on the court. And so Turner will toe the line.
Barbara Turner's shooting 67% on the season. She gets to the free throw line more than any other player on the UConn team. It's just indication of how aggressive she plays. And, you know, Duke has never played in a regular season in front of a crowd this size, 16,000 plus. And I think it's going to take them a little time to get used to it, to calm down, hear each other out there on the floor.
And Duke's head coach, you just saw, Gail Geston-Course, in her 12th year. You know, we've had a nice chat with her last night. They've been knocked out in the semis of the last 2 Final Fours, and all the pieces, Rebecca, in her mind, are now in place to make the next step.
And not only the pieces, but the attitude and the expectations. She talked about how 2 years ago when the team went to the Final Four and they lost, they weren't all that disappointed. But last year, when they lost in the first game of the Final Four, the team was devastated. And she said that's just an indication of how high the team's expectations are now.
Reaching in, Conlon will pick up the foul. That will be her first, and there is Gino Auriemma in his 19th year. 6-time Big East Coach of the Year, 4-time National Coach of the Year. He has 4 national championship rings. And the first you helped him win, Rebecca, 1995.
And that's just a great aggressive move by Monique Curry. She gets to the free throw line, attacks the basket, but officials called a traveling violation on that one. Duke picking up in 3/4 court man pressure. You'll see a lot of different defenses from Duke. They play man, they play zone. They'll pick up in a variety of full court pressures as well.
Oh, nice drive by Turner. Her first bucket, 3 points, and UConn on this home court up by 5 on Duke. Now Beard. A lot of the pressure on Elena Beard. How will she respond to the pressure of against number 1 UConn? Duke now 1 for 4 from the floor. Taurasi with the right hand. Got it! Nope. Offensive. They're going to wave it off.
Diana and the crowd here at the Hartford Civic Center not happy with that call from Dee Kantner. Diana coming in, and oh, that's a tough call. I didn't think Misty Bass had her feet set. I didn't think Harding had her feet set, but Duke works on taking charges. That's their 27th charge taken this season. They keep those kind of stats.
Beard on the wing. Up top, Bass had a good look. Too strong off the window. Struther the rebound. Here comes Conlon.
Jessica Moore will leave that space, let Bass take that shot. Bass's strength is really when she gets it on the low block and can use her strength and power.
Struther looking for help, 12 on the shot clock. Now Taurasi rolls it, far side, picked up by Turner. Baseline drive, backs it out, 6 on the shot. Conlon, Strother, inside. Patience, one on the shot. They got it away. You got to be kidding. Patience and Turner with her second bucket. And we would like to welcome those of you who have watched Kentucky knock off North Carolina 61-56 here at the Hartford Center. Watching #1 ranked UConn take on 4th ranked Duke. And the Huskies have off to a 9-2 start behind the scoring of Barbara Turner and Jessica Moore. And this is a hometown crowd, Rebecca Lobo, of over 16,000. And the UConn Huskies have won 69 straight on their home floor.
And this crowd will come in to see them play anybody, but especially when it's the top 2 players in the country, Diana Taurasi and Elena Beard.
Still here at the Hartford Center, 11-2. The foul was whistled on Curry.
And you know, Craig, the possession before this last possession, Diana Taurasi came down, thought she had a score, and the same referee, Dee Kantner, called the charge. I think on this one, she didn't want to have Coach Orama back in her ear, didn't want Diana back in her ear, called it in UConn's favor.
Now the lefty by Jessica Moore off the mark. Duke struggling as they did at Cameron a year ago, only 1 of 7, now 1 of 8 from the floor. And now a timeout. Fast start by the Huskies. 11-2 on Duke, and we'll be back. UConn off to an 11-2 start over 4th-ranked Duke. Craig Bolerjack along with Rebecca Lobo. Hope you enjoyed the New Year's. Rebecca, dominant teams have dominant players, and we'll see 2 of the most dominant players in the country today. 2
of the best players in women's college basketball. First, you have Elena Beard averaging 19 points a game, but she's probably the best on-ball defender in women's basketball. And then you have Diana Taurasi, consensus All-American. Incredible range on Taurasi, but also she makes everybody else on the floor that much better.
Elena Beard averaging just over 19 points a game. Taurasi just under 21. Both the heart and soul of their respective teams. 1 of 8 for Duke. Rebecca. UConn 5 of 5, and the first miss, Taurasi off the mark.
Well, that's the first outside shot UConn has had to take. They've been getting nice dish-off layups, and that's the reason they were 5 for 5 before that shot.
Whistle on Barbara Turner, her first, 3rd team foul. Let's check in. Who's on the court for Duke? Tillis, Curry, Bass, Harding, and Beard. And for UConn is Taurasi, Turner, Moore, Conlon, and Strother. I don't think Taurasi's going to be walking off the court much today, and the same goes for Elena Beard.
I think foul trouble would be the only thing that could get those guys off the court for a long period of time.
Good defense by Taurasi, forcing a tough shot by Beard. Taurasi across midcourt. We played 5 and change. Taurasi hits the 3 ball. Deadly from that spot. Likes the right wing. And now we would like to welcome our viewers who just watched Syracuse knock off Michigan State 96-83. It's been a tough go for Coach Izzo and company. You're watching Duke UConn, 2 of the top women programs in the country. Craig Bolerjack, Rebecca Lobo, UConn #1, Duke #4, and it's been all UConn to this point with a 14-2 start. The head coach, Gino Auriemma, 19th year with the UConn Huskies, 6-time Big East Coach of the Year, 4 National Coaching of the Year awards, and 4 national titles.
Ashley Battle now into the game for Maria Conlon, and this is where Coach Auriemma thought that UConn would really have an advantage in terms of matchups, because now one of the small Duke guards is going to have to guard Taurasi.
The head coach of Duke, Gail Gestencourse, 12th year, 3 straight 31 seasons, very impressive. They've been knocked down to the Final Four of the semis the past 2 seasons. We talked about it, Rebecca. She is confident the pieces are together to make a run for another national championship and win it this time.
And Elena Beard was talking about that yesterday. She said, you know, there's no more excuses. We've got all the pieces. We just have to put them together.
Boy, Beard really reached down. Great effort, but took a step, turns it over. UConn basketball.
A nice job for Beard to try to get on the offensive glass, but push Strother down, trying to be aggressive. And, you know, Isis Tillis is a player who can pose a lot of problems. She's 6'5", but she has the skills of a guard. She really has a good handle, can shoot the three. Has made as many threes as Elena Beard this season.
Loose ball finally controlled by Tillis. She'll get some help. The three on the way. Got it. Nice shot knocked down by Foley, who just checked in.
Good substitutions by Coach Guest, of course, because Duke's hadn't really found their rhythm, getting some new blood in there, see if they can calm things down a little bit, get some offensive productivity.
Foley from Australia. She can play the point, the 2, the 3. Very versatile player. By the way, that was the 198th consecutive game that Duke has knocked down the 3. Foley fights with a rebound. Last touch by Duke. 14-5, UConn. You almost expected this, Rebecca. Sellout crowd, 69 straight wins. And Duke was going to have to maybe just wait out this first wave by the Huskies.
Yeah, they just need to let this run pass. And Elena Beard, great defensive player with 2 blocks right there. But Duke is going to make their run. They were down a lot last year when they played at Duke, but they made a big run in the second half to come back.
Oh, Harding. I didn't see the net move.
What a great spin move by Harding. She's very good at attacking the basket. Doesn't take a lot of three-point shots, but very good going to the hole.
Harding, total speed. Set a freshman assist record last year with 124. Coming up on the 12-minute mark. Duke's cut the lead in half. 14-7, loose ball. Gathered in by Turner.
Right now, UConn playing a little bit sloppy.
Tarazi a long 3. Foley the rebound.
Duke smart to stop, set things up, try to get the ball inside.
Nice turnaround. Had a good look.
It's Brittany Hunter, the freshman of the year, or the preseason freshman of the year. She's a terrific player, was a consensus player of the year out of high school last year.
Strother, she can hit the 3. A little bit strong. Boy, rebound went right to UConn. Power move, wouldn't go. Tip. Fresh shot clock. Tarazi! Got it! So break your back.
And from anywhere on the floor, she's got unbelievable range. And, you know, it's nice to see the officials, for the most part, are letting some of the physical contact go. They're letting these 2 teams establish themselves and play hard and strong down low. And that's what you like to see. Coach Oram was saying yesterday he wants to see a lot of no calls this afternoon.
Tillis had a good look at the 3, put it on the floor and hit the jumper. Isis Tillis, the senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. First 5 minutes, UConn 5 for 5. Since they've cooled a bit, 2 of 8. The drive and the whistle.
And Craig, the reason they cooled is because they started taking 3-pointers. They started settling for outside shots. Those first 5 shots were all within the paint. So it's good to see, if you're a UConn fan, Jessica Moore taking it to the basket. Jessica Moore has also been in a little bit of a slump the past few games, so she started out this one strong.
From Palmer, Alaska, only recruit from the great state of Alaska, makes her first free throw.
Jessica Moore was redshirted her freshman year. When she came in, she was a pretty raw young player, and the coaches decided to redshirt her, and she's really come a long way. Now only a junior, and developed a lot in the past 3 seasons.
Lefty eyes, another free throw, around and out. Tillis for the rebound for Duke. Beard on the drive, shoots it from the free throw line, around and out. Bass underneath, strong move, got it.
Misty Bass is really strong down low, does a great job of getting offensive rebounds, and that's one of the keys Gail Gestencourse told us to the game, was that the Duke team needed to get offensive rebounds, and they also needed to get to the glass, and they're doing both here on this possession.
Misty Bass, her first bucket, and the foul went against Jessica Moore. That man, if he looks familiar, it is chubby checker, Misty Bass's father, in the stands. I don't know if he'll do the twist or not for us. Maybe at halftime.
Misty Bass. 66% free throw shooter.
Curry the rebound for Duke. Little by little, Blue Devils trying to chip away at UConn. Tillis rolls around in the paint. Good look, little strong. Follows the missed shot picked up by UConn.
That's one of the things Coach Auriemma pointed out yesterday. Whenever UConn will get a defensive rebound, Duke sends two players to try to trap, make it difficult for an outlet pass, and also at times try to draw the charge.
Conlon has checked in along with Crapel for Duke. Conlon for UConn. And a whistle underneath and a timeout. 9:56 remaining in this first half. UConn off to a hot start. Duke trying to climb back. Can they stop the shooting of Diana Taurasi? She is so tough, and we'll be back.
Now you have a chance to win your own camera phone or a trip to the CBS regular season college basketball game of your choice. Vote now for the most important key to the game on your singular wireless phone. Text your answer to short code 335 or go to cbssportsline.com. Watch Singular at the half for the results.
All right, Rebecca, let's check out your singular keys of the game.
Well, first of all, Duke coach Gail Gestincourt has said her team needs to be tougher in big games. Well, games don't come bigger than this in the regular season. Duke also needs to try to limit Taurasi, and they're doing that by matching up Elena Beard against her, try to limit her touches. And UConn, they're trying to defend Beard by committee. They have Taurasi guarding her. They have Ashley Battle guarding her. They'll have Strother guarding her. So they've got the whole team running at Beard trying to limit her touches.
And make sure you vote now, and you can check the results at the Singular at the half. 9:56 left, opening half here in Hartford. UConn and Duke. Huskies up by 7. Taurasi with a pair of 3 balls. Jessica Moore with 7, leading the way for UConn. It's been very even scoring for Duke. Harding, Bass, Curry, Tillis, all with a bucket. Foley hit a 3. A missed shot by UConn, and that starts the break for Duke. Beard on the wing, dribbles, gives it off. Tillis sets for 3. They've had good looks.
They've had good looks, and Tillis is a 34% three-point shooter. She likes to take that shot, and there you see some of the great defense played by Elena Beard.
Oh, back the other way. UConn recovered nicely. Ashley Battle picked the pocket.
What a great defensive effort on both sides of the ball. Elena Beard has exceptionally long arms, and you don't pick Diana Taurasi very often, but Ashley Battle is one of the fastest players on the UConn team and makes a great hustle play.
Barbara Turner comes back in. Morgan Valley goes out for UConn. Also out is Crockett for the Huskies. 25 on the shot clock.
And for Duke, they really need Elena Beard to kind of calm down and settle into the offense and try to get her scoring going. Sometimes when she gets into trouble, it's because she forces shots or looks a little too much for her offense. She just runs the offense. She'll get her shots, get them in the fast break, and get them off of defensive steals as well.
And Rebecca, to this point, Beard is 0 for 4. The lefty, 0 for 5.
Well, again, pretty much every shot Elena Beard has taken has been off of a one-on-one move, trying to create her own shot versus an assist from a teammate.
Well, a lot of similarities in the game at Cameron a year ago. It was such a hot start by UConn. It led 41-20 at the half. Duke made a nice run, but fell 77-65. You know, and as Beard told us, she was simply embarrassed about how her team played a year ago.
And when we were asking her about whether or not this crowd of 16,000 would affect her, she said she didn't think so. She thought last year the team was affected by their home crowd because they weren't used to a sellout, but she didn't think the crowd was going to play as big of a part this afternoon.
Boy, carried it. Yeah, good call. Good call. Hunter got caught up, and tonight on a special CBS movie presentation, action, adventure, romance. Antonio Banderas, Anthony Hopkins, and Katharina Zeta-Jones starring the blockbuster hit The Mask of Zorro. That's tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS.
And Duke is good, trying to get the ball inside to Brittany Hunter. They said last year what they were really missing was a low post game. Brittany Hunter brings that to them. Misty Bass, in much better shape this year, has brought that low post presence. So when things aren't clicking for the outside, you want to try to get the ball inside to get easy baskets.
Defense. Duke is picking it up defensively. Their pressure. Nice entry pass. In the paint. Got it.
That's one thing about Jessica Moore is when she gets the basketball, she can finish in the lane, but she's also made some terrific passes this afternoon. If you double team her, she's big enough to see and find her open teammate.
Ashley Battle, her first bucket. Battle known for her defense. She's the reigning Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Tillis pushed out, tried to lob, and it's stolen away.
Stolen away by Battle. Again, a terrific defensive player.
Coast to coast. Wow. Back-to-back buckets for Battle. And UConn makes Duke pay on their 5th turnover.
Ashley Battle doing what she does best, taking it to the length of the floor. We're back at the Hartford Civic Center where Connecticut leads the game 22-11. And coming out of that timeout, the Duke team was going towards their bench, and Monique Curry came off the bench on fire, screaming at her teammates. Coach Gessencourse pulled her back and then said, I need that fire in the game. Put her immediately back into the basketball
Curry
game.
missing last year. Rebecca had the tear of the ACL on her left knee. And back at full strength. Tried to kiss the glass was Tillis. Loose ball picked up. UConn has it. The fast break on the pass. Turner. Collision. Good hustle. Isis Tillis will be whistled for the foul, her first.
And we talk about Ashley Battle's defense. She does a terrific job of getting in the lanes. Barbara Turner, a quick athletic post player running the floor, and UConn just hasn't stopped attacking since the tip ball. Again, we talked about how Barbara Turner leads the team in number of free throw attempts. She's shooting 67%, hoping to improve upon that.
Looking for her 6th point. Rattles it in from Cleveland, Ohio. Like Struther, these two came in a year ago, made a big impact for Gino Auriemma. They're making their 48th straight start today for UConn.
He said they'll be the next 2 All-Americans at the UConn program once Diana leaves.
One made, one miss, and then the reach in and the foul. That was Battle with the foul. And a timeout. UConn 23, Duke 11. UConn leading Duke 23-11. The Blue Devils shooting poorly, Rebecca. Only 25% to this point, 1 of 5 from behind the arc. But defense has been a big key here. UConn very aggressive defensively.
UConn playing terrific defense and also playing great help side defense. Right here you see Ashley Battle. She will come down while her offensive player stays up high and is able to intercept the pass. She's playing deep help side defense, able to come in, use her quickness, and then UConn has the numbers. They have 4 on 2, but Battle recognizes that she's got a clear lane to the basket.
Battle off the bench with 4 points.
Last year, Ashley Battle played a great game defensively against Elena Beard, and she had some struggles early on in this season, but she's broken out of her funk, and she says she's excited to get out there and be the defensive stopper. Barbara Turner, again, Coach Auriemma said he thinks that she's going to be the next, one of the 2 next All-Americans here at UConn, along with Ann Strother, and said Turner is going to be a kind of player who will get in your face and lead this team and kind of be a real bear out on the court.
Rebecca Atlanta Beard needs a bucket. She just had the ball stolen away, and guess who? Ashley Battle. 2 steals in this game, 6.5 left in the opening half.
Elena Beard should do what she can to try to get to the free throw line. When you're struggling offensively, can't get your shot going, pick and choose your moment, but get a clear lane to the basket and either get a layup or get to the free throw line.
Turner too strong, rebound, here comes Harding. The speedster pushes the tempo and it wouldn't go. Underneath, Turner, rebound.
And for Duke right now, you're down by 12 points. You want to take the best shots possible. Take the fast break if you have it, but if you don't, Harding should pull it out. Let the team set up and settle down.
Moore breaks away, the bucket and a whistle.
Harding coming up limping a little bit on that play as well. UConn doing a nice job getting the ball in low. Jessica Moore posting up, getting good position. Ashley Battle getting a tremendous ovation from the crowd. Harding's limping a little bit, but she's trying to shake it off. Looks like she's going to be okay coming out of the game.
Vicky Krapel, number 12, will replace her, the senior from Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Good look at Jessica Moore, top rebounder for UConn at over 6 per game. Makes it a three-point play. She's in double figures with 10. Leads all scorers. Turner was 6. Taurasi was 6. Ashley Battle off the bench with 4. And there's a dry spell right now for Duke.
They put Crapel in the game. She's a terrific three-point shooter. She shot more threes than anybody else on the team.
Curry a little strong. Taurasi the rebound. Beard to this point, Rebecca, 0 for 5. And she reaches in and picks up the foul. Well, Monday on an all-new Late Show, Dave welcomes actress Jennifer Aniston, plus music from Ryan Adams and an all-new top 10 list. That's Monday right here on CBS.
Diana Taurasi at the free throw line, and pretty much everyone considers her the best player in college women's basketball. Coach Oriamba has come out and said that she's the best player to ever play college women's basketball. And Elena Beard is a wonderful player. The knock on her is that sometimes she doesn't perform in big games. Last year, that's what happened the first half at Duke. She had a tremendous second half, but she needs to pick up her game. Her team follows her. She needs to be the leader that she can be.
Taurasi makes both, an 84% shooter. Now 8 for Taurasi. Beard looking for her first bucket, rejected underneath.
Rejected by Ann Strother. Sometimes you forget that Ann Strother, playing the guard position, is 6'3", so does have a height advantage on most guards. Beard doing a good job, though. We said she needs to get to the basket. She needs to get herself a little bit easier shot, get to the free throw line, and when you're in a funk, you just got to get some points any way you can.
Taurasi will hit the bench with 2 fouls and 8 points. She'll take a break at the 5:20 mark, and back in Ashley Battle.
Well, the way she's playing, you can't really afford to have Ashley Battle out of the game for too long.
Foley, good look. 3 wouldn't fall. Duke really struggling. Curry gives it off Tillis on the drive.
Well, again, Duke hasn't found the flow to their offense. They're getting decent shots, getting offensive rebounds, but can't get them to fall and can't get any easy assisted baskets.
Conlon brings it up for UConn. Nice feed underneath. Tillis tried to knock it away. Under 5 minutes left. And a turnover.
UConn right now on a 10-0 run, and it's because they're getting the shots they want, getting to the free throw line, getting the ball inside, and because Diana Taurasi is just a terrific leader for this team. Even when she's on the bench, you know, in practice, she's imposing her will on this team, telling them that they're not going to lose a basketball game.
Duke has missed their last 9 shots from the floor. Elena Beard is 0 for 6 to start this first half. Beard has it. Jumper missed it. 0 for 7. Wow.
Again, I think that's an indication of Beard trying to take over, trying to do a little too much. She just needs to relax, let the game come to her. She's such a terrifically talented player. Just needs to let the game come to her.
You know, we talk about this matchup. 2 of the best in the game. Taurasi with the edge in his first half with 8 points and a couple of threes. And there's no question that Beard is struggling. 0 for 7 from the floor to this point, head-to-head.
And also, Taurasi has 2 assists, getting her teammates involved, including a great play, the first play of the game. You know, Beard, relax a little bit, and the game will come.
I believe Tillis will be whistled for the push.
Duke known for switching up their defenses quite a bit, but they've stayed in a man-to-man this entire game and trying to get something going, and Tillis knowing that if she can deflect the ball, try to get a fast break opportunity, that it can end their scoring drought.
Jessica Moore missing. She struggles from the free throw line, only 40%. Duke desperately needing to break this drought. Harding running the point, now Foley on the wing, guarded by Strother. Under 4 minutes left. Tillis, good look, wants the 3. Boy, they will not fall. Conlon, the little lady, pulls down the rebound, starts the break, and just led Battle a little bit too long. Timeout, 3:49 left. UConn 28, Duke 11. UConn leads Duke by 17, and Rebecca, Elena Beard, who shoots 54% from the floor on the season, 0 for 7 this half.
Well, UConn defensively is focusing so much on stopping Beard. They've said that the key to stopping Duke is stopping Beard, because then the rest of the team gets rattled. Diana Taurasi's playing good on-ball defense against her. The off-the-ball defense has been terrific, and she's just getting smothered. When she gets it in the lane, she's got a couple big bodies around her, and they're forcing her to take shots that she doesn't want to take. She has not had a single uncontested shot yet this game.
You made a point as well. You saw Annie Strother on that one defensive stand. She is deceptively tall and long with a long wingspan. She's 6'3", but boy, she can give you trouble.
Oh, she's exceptionally long arms.
Conlon right out of the timeout. She's a 48% shooter from behind the arc, and she nails it.
And that's what Maria Conlon does. Last game against NC State, she made her first two-pointer of the season. So she's a three-point specialist, knows when to pick her moments.
Free ball for Duke. Harding answers. Boy, that's a big shot. 5 for Harding.
That's Harding's first three-pointer of the season, so picked a good time to hit it.
Conlon has the ball, just knocking down a 3. Her 13th consecutive game with a three-point shot.
We talked about the zone. Duke now in their 1-3-1 matchup zone, trying to switch things up a little bit. UConn has good enough shooters. They want Conlon taking that 3 against the zone.
Beard drives in the lane, double team, loose ball. Still loose, picked up Strother for UConn. Boy, the woes continue for Elena Beard. Under 3 minutes left. Strother had it stripped. Conlon spots for 3. Too strong. The follow. No. Barb Turner had a nice look.
And right now is a good time for Coach Guest, of course, to be in the zone defense, because Conlon's a three-point shooter and Ann Strother's a three-point shooter. Barbara Turner a little bit, but this is probably the one UConn lineup that doesn't have 4 or 5 people who can take that 3. UConn not shy about shooting them.
3 of 11, 2 of 9 for Duke. Foley trying to bust some tough defense by UConn.
UConn switching things up, going with the trap half-court defense.
And the foul on Beard. That will be her second. Well, tomorrow the road to the Super Bowl runs through Indianapolis with the NFL on CBS as the Broncos battling Peyton Manning and the Colts. It all starts at 4 Eastern with Jim, Dan, Dion, and Boomer on a special playoff edition of the NFL Today, only on CBS.
Jessica Moore finds herself back at the free throw line. UConn practicing free throws yesterday, before practice, during practice. They're not a very good free throw shooting team, only shooting 67% on the season.
Morgan Valley checks in, the senior. Boy, what a great story. Battling chronic foot troubles. She's back, she's healthy, and she's going to be Gino Oriema's student assistant coach next year.
Yep, going to finish up her degree next year and be the student assistant.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark, Foley across the court pass, tough one to Harding, lost it. Foley there to pick it up. Pulls up, too strong.
Again,
Strother, another big rebound.
and Duke not getting any easy shots. Nothing in the lane, nothing from their post players.
Conlon wide open. Look at that rebound. Guess who? Last year's Defensive Player of the Year of the Big East.
You can tell she's a crowd favorite because she works so hard, especially on the defensive end.
Ashley battles 6th rebound. Strother for 3. Got it! What a show put on by UConn. All 5 starters have now put it down for the Huskies. 34-14, a 20-point lead. And a much-needed timeout for Duke. 1:34 left before half. Strother got it. Coming up on Singular at the half, Bonnie Bernstein will update you on all of today's scores, highlights, and she'll give you the final results of the Singular Fan of the Stands keys to the game. Remember, you still have time to vote. That's coming up on Singular at the half.
Craig, that last possession, Ann Strother got that wide open 3 because Duke was in their zone. They lost Strother on the court, didn't communicate well, so she got the open shot.
Beard again taking on the double team of UConn, but a foul whistled underneath.
And Beard desperately needs to get something going for herself. Smart, getting in the block. She's a good low post player. UConn does a nice job of double teaming her, but Beard gets the call, and sure, she's hoping these free throws will drop for her. She's 67% free throw shooter.
Boy, nothing going right so far. That foul, by the way, whistled on Morgan Valley. Beard with another 0 for 7, 3 boards. Finally got one to go down.
And sometimes that's all you need to build up a little confidence. And now Duke picking up in their full court man-to-man pressure without Taurasi in the game, hoping that they can rattle UConn in their ball handlers.
Oh, look at that. Little give and go. Battle on the trailer. Still battling and was pushed. That's going to be whistled on Duke. Jessica Foley will be her first.
And what pretty basketball. UConn doing a nice job of running the floor, getting backcourt cuts and then, or backdoor cuts, and then Duke a fantastic job with a couple nice blocks. But Ashley Battle, she's tenacious and she's going to keep going after it.
72% shooter from the line.
Ashley Battle, another player that redshirted her freshman year. She had an elbow injury that kept her out, and Coach Oriama, much like Jessica Moore, really happy that he redshirted her because she's come a long way in this program.
Go off the bench, 5 points for Battle. The lead, 20. Coming up on 1 minute left before halftime. Harding against Conlon. Brittany Hunter was calling for it on the low block. They kick it out for a long shot. And Curry got the 3.
Nice 3 by Curry, but being a post player, I'd like to see them go into Brittany Hunter. She commands the ball, demands the ball when she's in the game, and right now that's what Duke could use is some easy shots. Great shot by Curry from the 3, though. 35-18.
No whistle on Foley. She tried to reach in.
And right there is an example of what Coach Oriama doesn't like about Ashley Battle's game. He says she's a very fast player. Sometimes she gets moving too fast and kind of loses control a little bit. Of course, he's not yelling at Ashley Battle now. He's thinking that she got fouled, looking for a call from the officials. 7th
turnover on UConn. Harding brings it up for Duke. Picked up by Conlon. They feed Hunter. Boy, she may do something wrong on one end, but she battles back on the other. She picks up a hard rebound. And I'm talking Ashley Battle. And a timeout. 19 seconds and change before halftime. UConn running away from Duke. Well, check out the latest poll rankings and our exclusive photo gallery. Just click on NCAA Hoops at CBSSportsline.com. Sold out Hartford Civic Center, over 16,000 in the seats today. Number 1 ranked Duke against, or number 1 ranked UConn against number 1 ranked Duke, 4th ranked Duke. They want to be number 1.
Yes, they do. They were number 1 early on, number 2 early on in the season. And Coach Oriama calling a timeout, making sure his team gets the shot he wants them to get, and I don't think that was it.
Conlon tried to knock down the 3 at the buzzer, and we played 20 minutes. Impressive performance by number 1 ranked UConn. That ends the first half. The Huskies on top of Duke, 35-18. We'll join Bonnie Bernstein in New York after this.
CBS Sports coverage of NCAA women's basketball is sponsored by Mountain Dew, the people who brought you Mountain Dew. Pepto-Bismol, first aid for stomachs. Use as directed. And by Singular, the wireless company that fits you best.
It's halftime at Hartford Civic Center. 35-18. UConn on top of Duke. Craig Bolerjack back along with Rebecca Lobo. This has been more than just a one-woman show. We talked about Taurasi, but yet UConn, everyone has chipped in this first 20 minutes.
Well, UConn Coach Gino Oriama said that when you have a game like this where so much focus is on 2 players like Beard and Taurasi, it's all the other players that are going to make the difference. And that is what has happened for UConn in this first half. 10 of their 12 field goals were assisted plays. They're moving the ball well. They're finding the open player, playing terrific defense, and getting some easy buckets out in transition.
Second half underway. Taurasi the cutter. Beard blocked that ball away.
Duke starting the second half in the man-to-man as well as UConn.
4th block by Duke defensively. Beard drops it down low. Tillis turnaround. Around and out. So they start where they finished that first half. Taurasi across the timeline.
And coaches always talk at halftime about the first 5 minutes of the second half, how important it is to establish a rhythm, to try to get the momentum. And so I'm sure both Coach Orama and Coach Gessenkorst touched on that.
Boy, nice pass. Struther looked inside. Moore was blocked away by Duke. Beard now has it on the wing. Crowd on their feet. 35-18, a 17-point lead by UConn.
And I would expect, too, that Duke might try to get the ball down low inside, because Elena Beard's struggling from the outside, hasn't hit a field goal yet. But UConn, the difference in the game, they're able to get the ball inside, get easier baskets, and Duke taking too many one-on-one looks.
Beard, the follow, they got it. That was put down by Curry, her 7th point. So Beard still has not hit from the floor, 0 for 8. Taurasi looks inside.
Duke coach Gail Gessenkorst mentioned yesterday how important offensive rebounding is to her team. UConn had the upper hand offensive rebounding in the first half, so I'm sure that's a focus for Duke in the second half.
Harding picks up the foul. That will be her 2nd. Hot at home, 69 straight. They're tied with Tennessee all time. They win today. They jump all alone up on top.
And of course, Tennessee's record was broken by UConn back in 1996.
Beard the rebound off the miss by Struther. Pushes the tempo up to Curry. On the wing, spots up, wants the 3, got it. We'll see if that fires up Duke. Curry in double figures with 10.
Monique Curry talking to her teammates, going back down the floor. Coach Gessenkorst mentioned how she's a really tough kid, a big game player, and look for her to heat up in the second half.
Off to Struther on the drive, swings it up, got it. Nice use of the glass. Struther with her 2nd bucket, had a 3 in the opening half.
Again, UConn getting baskets in the lane, going towards the hoop. A lot of layups being shot or wide open 3-pointers for the Huskies.
We played 2 minutes of the second half. There's that tough double team that UConn put on Beard all day. Curry, air ball.
And it's smart of UConn, when Duke really hasn't found a rhythm, they're a little bit helter-skelter, to throw the occasional trap, try to keep getting Duke to play at a pace where they're not really comfortable.
Turner trapped, Struther on the wing, looking for a cutter. Turner puts it on the floor. Strong move.
Barbara Turner will find herself at the free throw line once again, does a great job of posting up big, calling for the ball, and Misty Basket's caught a little bit out of position. Nice help by Harding. Duke, like we said, works on taking the charge, and it's one of their points of emphasis, but Harding didn't get the call that time.
3rd foul on Harding, and so a 3-point opportunity for Barb Turner, former Ohio High School Player of the Year. Nine points for Turner, averaging just under 14 a game. The lead now 40-23. UConn unbeaten this season. In fact, the last 3 seasons, 85-1. Beard on the drive, the left hand, and got it.
That time Beard did a nice job after getting double teamed, finding the seam, getting to the basket. I'm sure Duke coach Gail Gessenkorst is happy to see that. She wants and needs her superstar to get going.
1 for 10. Elena Beard.
Well, the great players aren't going to stop shooting. They're not going to stop playing. They just have to find ways to get better shots.
How about that rotation, huh? Jessica Moore with a dozen. She was 4 for 4 in the first half, stays perfect, 5 for 5.
Connecticut fans happy to see that, because as we've mentioned, Moore has been struggling a little bit lately, but picked a good game to come out and play her best.
Harding puts it on the floor, now to Tillis, baseline, back up top. Beard has a good look at the 3, high bounce. Pulled in by Bass, and a fresh shot clock.
And UConn told us yesterday they were going to let Beard take that outside shot. They don't think she's a strong outside shooter. They were trying to eliminate or limit the number of drives she could get to the basket.
Harding pulls up, Tillis. Back to Bass, puts it on the floor. Throws his shoulder, foul. Wow, Jessica Moore picks up the charge.
Jessica Moore doing a nice job getting positioning, and Beard dribbled out of a triple team and does a nice job getting to the basket. That's what she needs to do. Stop taking the 3, get it to the basket. UConn doing what they've done all day, dishing, getting an assist, and getting a layup.
3 fouls now on Misty Bass. Harding picks up Conlon, across midcourt they come. 16 minutes left. Strother looks inside. Taurasi breaks up top. Oh, nice pass down low. Strother backs it out. Look at the patience by UConn. Loose ball, however. Everybody on the deck picked up. Duke has it. And here comes Beard. Around Taurasi. The tough double team. The shot. Good look. The follow. Tillis.
Great follow by Tillis. Again, she's another player who can get going by getting offensive rebounds and getting easy putbacks. But that last possession, Beard came down the floor. Nobody else touched the basketball. Probably a shot that's a little too early in the offense considering the 15-point deficit.
Tillis now bucket in the first half. A bucket here in the early minutes of the second. Taurasi spots for three and drains it. Boy, Taurasi. She hits shots. She'll take what comes her way.
She doesn't force the game. You won't ever see Diana Taurasi force the game. Take a lot of bad shots. She gets out there, does what the team needs her to do, prefers making the pass to even scoring, and her goal is just to keep winning.
Bass comes back. Her second bucket. She does not back away from contact in the post.
Her father watching, liking her post move down there, but I think that's what Duke needs to do. They need to get Misty Bass on the block. They need to get Tillis either on the block or on the high post doing a high-low offense. They need to find ways to get easy baskets.
Strother puts it on the floor. Now goes to Taurasi. Wants the three. A little bit short. Tillis has it one-on-one. Can she beat Conlon? Swings it up. No. Tillis rebounds the miss. Swings it up in the lane. Got it. Isis Tillis.
Showing there why Duke coach Gail Gesson, of course, calls her the most versatile player in the country. Has a nice handle, can get the ball going well towards the basket or shooting the three.
Conlon did a nice job running the point today for Gino Auriemma. Conlon, the senior from Derby, Connecticut. Her home is only about 60 miles southwest of Storrs, so she's a hometown gal. Oh, great shot. On a rope was Jessica Moore, 14 for the sophomore from Palmer, Alaska.
That's a nice addition to her game, shooting that 15, 17-footer. Go along with her left-handed hook shot down low.
Nice entry to Bass. Rebounds the miss. The putback, no, but a whistle. She will go to the free throw line.
And Craig, that's okay. That's exactly what Duke needs to do. If they can get the ball down low, especially right now with this deficit, if they can get to the free throw line and cut into this lead while the clock is stopped, it will help them get back into this basketball game.
Jessica Moore, Rebecca, picks up the foul, her second. And there's a good look at Misty Bass. Well, coming up next, the hoops just keep on coming. Women's style when South Carolina battles 6th-ranked Minnesota. That's coming up next right here on CBS Triple Header Day.
Craig, we just saw a shot of her father, Chubby Checker, and Coach Gesson, of course, telling us a funny story yesterday. When she went to recruit Bass in high school, she did not know who Misty Bass's father was, and I was pretty surprised to learn that he was Chubby Checker.
What, did he twist at the door? Taurasi doing it for UConn from way out. .36 left, second half. UConn's lead over Duke is 14. They led by 17 at the half. We look at some of the numbers, Rebecca. I think these numbers reveal pretty much the story in this game. You look at field goal percentage, or at least the numbers. 13 of 46 Duke. UConn 17 of 39. The three-point shots of plenty. Not a lot falling, but they've been big shots when they hit. Free throws, wow, Duke only 3 of 5.
I think that tells the story right there. UConn has taken 16 free throws. That's an indication that they're being more aggressive, going to the basket. Whereas Duke, until the beginning of the second half, has not attacked the basket.
14 for Moore. Curry has 10 for Duke.
Duke picking up in their full court pressure, and UConn working on that quite a bit yesterday in their practice and having no trouble breaking the press.
Conlon swings it to the wing. Strother pops out to help. Picked up by Beard. Now Taurasi feeds Battle on the low block. Conlon, good look. Around and out. Bass the rebound.
You kind of knew that wasn't going to go in because it was a two-point attempt, and Maria Conlon doesn't make two-pointers.
Yeah, she shouldn't mess with twos.
You know, Antoine Walker says he only takes threes because they don't have fours. I think that's the way Maria Conlon feels about twos and threes.
Strother takes the inbound. Strother nearly lost it off the knee, drives in traffic. Nice give underneath. Wow.
And for the most part, Diana Taurasi has been pretty quiet today with her play. Just consistently out there making the right pass, settling her team down. You don't really see UConn get rattled because they know they have Diana on the team, and she's always going to be that calming influence.
Battle got the bucket in traffic. 7 points off the bench for Ashley Battle. Coming up on 12.5 remaining. Harding had the ball stripped. Foley has it. Baseline. Again, the double team by UConn. Tillis wants 3. Conley battles, but it's Jessica Moore.
And again, on that possession, when Tillis took that three-point shot, there was not a single Duke player in the lane. The next closest player was Misty Bass at the free throw line. They're playing too much of a perimeter-oriented game.
Bass reaching over. That's going to be 4 on Misty Bass.
Diana Taurasi again, when she doesn't score, she makes the perfect pass, finds Ashley Battle down low for an easy basket. That's why UConn has so many easy baskets and so many assists on their field goals. This is a big loss. I think Misty Bass has really played well at the beginning of this second half. She's been the player that's gotten down low, commanded the ball, demanded the ball, and also gotten to the free throw line. They need Brittany Hunter to continue to do that.
Hunter is a freshman from Columbus, Ohio. Hanlon up top. Taurasi working around Beard. Tough shot off the side of the window. Under 12 minutes left. Duke on the break. Beard drives. Reverse, got it. Tough bucket.
And that's where Elena Beard is so good. Going to the basket, using her athleticism, that long left arm going out and finishing. And sure, Duke is hoping that that'll get them going. They need some easy buckets like that in transition to cut this lead.
Strother wide open.
That time, Isis Tillis left Strother to come in and double team. And one player you do not want to leave open on the perimeter is Strother. You need to stay home with her.
40% shooter from behind the arc. Oh, that was a sweet stroke. 52-35, UConn.
Just what Duke didn't want was to get the crowd back involved in this game.
Strother blocked the shot away from Harding on the drive. Loose ball. And the putback. Hunter working hard underneath for Duke.
Great job by Hunter. That's an important basket, not only cutting into the lead, but immediately quieting this crowd back down.
Hunter missing those first 5 games of the season, Rebecca. Tore cartilage in her right knee against Purdue. She's made a miraculous comeback, but playing with a brace.
Only her 3rd game back.
Turner will shoot free throws. Boy, they have owned the baseline.
Barbara Turner likes to go to the baseline, and you see some emotion and fire from her. Again, leads the team in getting to the free throw line. And Coach Orama said, you know, he wants her to become more of a in-your-face kind of leader. He doesn't know if it'll happen this year, but he thinks once Diana Taurasi graduates at the end of the season, Barbara Turner is going to become that player who just gets in her teammates' face and gets them fired up.
3-point play. CBS Sports coverage of NCAA women's basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Search TV's original talent show is back with a brand new twist. See challengers take on past champions. In the winner's circle, Arsenio Hall hosts the all-new Star Search, and it premieres Saturday, January 17th here on CBS. Rebecca, Jessica Moore, nearly perfect, 6 of 7 from the floor in this game.
Jessica Moore playing terrific basketball. She only averages 10 points a game this season, but already has 14. Coming out, getting most of her shots down low off of nice feeds, but can also step out and hit the 15-footer. It's great to see if you're a UConn fan, because she's really, like I've mentioned a few times, been struggling early on in this season.
Boy, again, tough defense as Beard tries to pop free against Battle in the corner. Foley drives. They give it off. Loose ball. And a jump.
Right now, you've got just over 10 minutes left in this game. Duke needs to make a run to get back in this game. Like to see Elena Beard get going, Isis Tillis get going, Brittany Hunter posting up down low, and Coach Gestencourt's kind of looking at her team, trying to find an answer, but somebody needs to step up and decide it's their time to take the team on their shoulders.
Possession arrow pointed to Duke. Good shot, missed. Rebound. Blue Devils. Couple of bounces in. Oh, I'd say it's been tough afternoon for Elena Beard. 7 points now.
But she's the leader of this team, and even if she doesn't make the first shot, she's got to keep taking them, finding a way to get her teammates open or get the shots down herself. It's her job as the senior leader on this team to get them going.
Battle, nice entry pass. Turner on the baseline. Backs it in, swings it up. Hit the bottom of the net, but not inside the net. Back the other way comes Duke. Strong shot, nicely done.
Great job by Monique Curry to get in the lane. That's one of her strengths, is take it to the basket and finish in traffic.
Curry with 12. Crowd gets a little noisy as Duke battles her way back and cuts that lead to 14, 55-41.
UConn being smart, being patient, using the shot clock, waiting to get the shot that they want.
Battle inside, pops outside to Turner. Two-pointer. Boy, Barbara Turner, a 58% shooter from the floor, knocks it down, 14 points, and that's at her season average.
She does have three-point range. She's taken 9 threes on the season.
Beard to Hunter. Tillis now turns around on that pivot foot. Tough shot.
A nice move, and it was going towards the basket. She wasn't fading away, had a better chance of scoring or also getting fouled.
Conlon pushes it up to Strother. They drop it on the block now. Conlon back up top. Turner wants the three. High arcing shot. Try to bank it. Off the window. Taurasi the rebound and a fresh shot clock. Coming up on 8 minutes left.
Yesterday in practice, Barbara Turner took a similar shot, and Coach Orama was not pleased with it because it didn't come within the flow of the offense, and she wasn't really open.
Battle hung up. Good defense by Curry. 12 on the shot clock.
Nice job by Curry, getting her hands on the ball, trying to get things going. And what Duke needs right now is players like Beard to take charge, to get in there, stay tenacious on the offensive glass, because you need as many opportunities as you can. And Monique Curry doing what she does best, and that's taking it to the basket.
Taurasi, floater, short. Ripping down the rebound is Brittany Hunter. Quickly, Harding leads it to Beard. Works baseline. And a whistle.
And the crowd doesn't like it, but that was a good call. It was not a travel.
Second foul on Battle, and Sunday on 60 Minutes, his country's money and the national vodka carry his face. Turkmenistan's dictator would be funny, except he's America's ally in the war on terror. Sunday on 60 Minutes. Turkmenistan, I should say. Thank you.
Haven't you vacationed there?
Boy, I haven't gone there lately. Beard misses the free throw.
It was a great move. The crowd didn't like it because it's not a move that's common in women's basketball, but it's a nice stutter step move by Beard to draw the contact and get herself to the line.
Duke 4 of 7 from the line and a timeout. 7:46 remaining. 57-42 UConn.
CBS sports coverage of NCAA women's basketball is sponsored by OfficeMax. What's your thing? Monster. Will today be the day they say you are hired? Monster. Today's the day. And by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
UConn leading Duke 57-42. Craig Bolerjack, Rebecca Lobo.
Craig, going into that last timeout, Coach Guest, course, just looked so disappointed. When she was talking to us yesterday, she said this team needs to be tougher in big games. They had a tough opening season, lost to Texas early on, but played really well in their matchup with Purdue, another nationally ranked team. But she has to be pretty disappointed in the way this game is turning out. But she also said she knows this team can become a lot better.
A little controversy, Rebecca. Both officials talking it over. One pointed Duke, the other to UConn. After that ball was knocked away by Beard, UConn will retain possession with 28-6 on the shot clock.
Duke picking up full court, knowing they've got to get something going.
Strother across midcourt. Conlon, she likes that three. Backs it back out with 16 on the shot.
UConn, again, not in a hurry. They'll continue to run their motion offense until they get the shot that they want.
A whistle on Curry, and that's going to be 3 on Monique.
Foul away from the ball. Dinah Taurasi was talking to us yesterday that she's seeing that a lot this season. Players being very physical with her and with the UConn team.
Strother will go to the free throw line. Foley picks up the foul, her second. Tonight on CBS, the laughs begin with the King of Queens, then Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones star in the blockbuster hit movie, The Mask of Zorro. It's all here tonight on CBS.
Coach Auriemma has to feel pretty good about the way his team is playing. However, it's only a 16-point lead, and they understand that, especially with the way the game went last year at Duke, where if the game was 5 minutes longer, I think Duke would have pulled it out. They, much like this game, dug themselves a big hole early on and charged ahead in the second half.
Strother goes out. She's in double figures with 10. Gets a nice applause from this crowd. And Barbara Turner, who has 14 for UConn, back in. 17-point lead for the Huskies. Just over 7 minutes left. And UConn, it shows you how deep they are, Rebecca. 4 players already in double figures with 7:06 left.
That's because they're not having to take tough shots. They're making enough passes and enough cuts away from the ball that they get the shots that they want.
Beard took the shot, but it was after the whistle.
Jessica Moore saying very loudly, I didn't do anything, and not liking the call. But, you know, last time down the floor, officials called a foul away from the ball, and they might start calling it a little closer the latter part of this game.
Third foul on Moore. 7 minutes left. Curry, good look. Boy, she drained it. A lot of confidence in that young lady's shot.
That's one of the few wide open shots that this Duke team has gotten this afternoon.
14 points for Curry. She's now double figures. 10 of 11. Over and back.
Maria Condon's pleading her case that Harding touched the ball, but no, I don't think so. I think Condon lost the ball on her own leg. I think that was a good call.
Break for Duke is Foley. Holds it high. Well, that tough defense by UConn. Sometimes a triple team. Wide open Harding. Got it. Three-pointer.
Once again, her second of the game and her second of the season. I'm sure UConn said we will triple or double team down on Brittany Hunter and will allow that shot.
8 points for Harding. The lead for UConn has been trimmed to 12. UConn now 6 of 18, a turnover, and here comes Duke.
Both teams taking a lot of three-pointers.
Curry wants another. Foley crashes the board. Curry with the follow. She'll go to the line.
Right now, Coach Gestenkors finally has to really like what she sees. Her team's being aggressive. They're hitting open shots. They're getting the offensive rebounds. Yesterday, she said keys to the game. We're going to be getting offensive rebounds and getting to the free throw line. She said her team needs to find a way to manufacture points, and that's what they're doing the latter part of the second half.
And Rebecca, they only towed the line 3 times in the first half. 1 of 3.
And the discrepancy in the fouls called wasn't that great. I think it was Duke had 4 more fouls called on them. It's just the type of fouls. UConn was more aggressive going to the basket and getting the shooting calls.
Substitutions. Tillis comes in for Duke. Battle came out for UConn.
Duke staying in that full court pressure, hoping that they can cause another turnover.
And they got it. Foley, 3 on 2. They want the 3, in and out.
Good
Last
shot that
touch.
time by Harding. She's feeling it. She made the last one and in the flow of the game.
Last touch by Duke.
Past 2 times down the floor, UConn has turned the ball over. They're not handling this pressure nearly as well as they did in the first half.
And Rebecca, we were at practice yesterday. Gino Auriemma, he really worked on this as well the last half-hour of practice.
And he wants them breaking the press using passing. He doesn't want them trying to dribble through the press.
Tillis rebounds the miss. Jessica Moore had that ball just fall right off the rim. Beard on the dribble, the drive, the floater, got it!
You can see it in the Duke players' faces right now, the confidence they have versus early on in the game.
What a comeback.
Coach Auriemma has to call a timeout.
9-point lead. 5:18 remaining. Look at Beard. Hangs and drops it.
Here we go, hit the road with the ones that make it crazy. If you got the skills, then I suggest that you throw down. Meet us at the spot, cause there's gonna be a showdown.
Duke trailing by 9. They were down at one point, 34-14. That's a 20-point edge, and they trimmed it to 9.
UConn out-rebounded Duke in the first half by 13. In the second half, Duke is out-rebounding UConn by 11, and that's a big difference in the game.
You know, some three-point shots going down. I think you're right, though. The rebounding, it seems like the aggressive play over the last 5 minutes has made the difference.
The second half, Duke has 9 offensive rebounds, 13 second chance points. They're getting in the lane, getting the shots they want. I think finally getting acclimated to playing in this building and calming down and finally playing Duke basketball.
How about UConn, Rebecca? Who do they go to? I was just going to ask you, Taurasi.
No surprise, since her freshman year, when they've needed a big bucket, they like to have Diana Taurasi posting up on the low block.
13 points for Taurasi. That's the 24th straight game she's been in double figures. Well, she's got her face kind of scrunched up. She's a gritty player, Diana Taurasi. Working inside, leaning. A shot wouldn't fall for Turner.
The last 2 possessions since that timeout, UConn has gotten the ball on the block. I'm sure that was a point of emphasis for Coach Auriemma in that last huddle. Right there, Diana getting bodied, but for a perimeter player, she has a terrific back-to-the-basket post-up game.
Foul went against Jessica Foley, her 3rd. There's Barbara Turner with 14, looking for 15.
Barbara Turner, great job playing the post position. She's only 6 feet tall, but plays a lot bigger than that, and is quicker than a lot of her defenders, able to drive past them and get to the free throw line.
Turner 4 of 7 from the line. Make it 5 of 8.
It's going to be important for Duke if they can go on another run here. If they can go into that 4-minute timeout with a little bit of momentum, it'll be huge going into the latter part of this game.
Harding working tough against Conlon. Now Tillis backs in. Tough move. Spins it up. No. Rebound loose on the floor. Curry was sitting on it. UConn basketball.
It's a nice move by Isis Tillis and a good shot. Monique Curry gets in there. She's able to get the rebound over 2 players. Long arms, nice vertical leap. Monique Curry, of course, missed last season because of an ACL reconstruction. Gail Gessencourt said she thinks Curry, during the week of practice over the final exams, thought Monique Curry was finally back to her old self.
Conlon to Strother. And I see them trying to rough up Taurasi as she came up that court the last time, and that's been kind of an issue for UConn. They've talked a lot about opponents now this senior season trying to be more physical with Taurasi.
There are a few games where she was getting a bit frustrated by it, as any player would, but she told us yesterday that the team has gotten used to it. They've learned how not only to take the hits, but to initiate contact themselves and to just play through it, keep their composure.
Curry whistled for her 4th personal. Strother will go to the free throw line with 10 points.
Curry needs to stay in the game. She can't get that 5th foul. Coach Gessencourt telling us yesterday that Curry was her player, just that tough-minded player who can get things done in the clutch. And she said last year when Curry was sitting out and not able to play, it bothered her most in the close games and in the big games, because that's when she felt like she could do her best damage.
Strother 4 for 4 from the line and a timeout. 64-50 UConn. .353 left, second half. UConn up by 14 over Duke, number 1 against number 4. We talked about the head-to-head competition with Elena Beard and Diana Taurasi. Taurasi with 13, Rebecca Beard with 10, struggling most of the day, getting most of those points in the second half. Rebounds fairly even, but Beard's been pretty active with 4 blocks. Taurasi with 1.
Beard coming on strong in this second half, but really hurt their team that she couldn't establish herself in that first half.
9 of her 10 points in the second half. Tillis puts it on the floor. Beard, left hand, got it. Tough shot.
Great pass by Isis Tillis. That's what Duke needs, is some assisted baskets. Right now, they've got the full court press going. They've got 3 players running at the ball handler.
Taurasi picks up the save. Foley rebounds the miss. Here comes Duke. Well, they're pushing the tempo.
And that pressure working perfectly for Duke.
Strother the rebound off the miss by Curry.
For Duke, the reason you full court press, even if you can't get UConn to turn the ball over, you want them to take a quick shot, and that's exactly what it did that last time. Conversely, UConn now wants to set up, take time off the clock.
Last touch by UConn.
Isis Tillis showing some nice hustle on that last play. And again, a tough defender when she gets out on the perimeter because she's long and quick.
Under 3 minutes left. Tillis hands off to Beard. Spots up, kisses it off the window. All of a sudden, she's warming up.
Beard showing why she's considered one of the top 2 players in the country in the second half. The first half, she struggled a lot. The second half, letting the game come to her.
Taurasi breaks free and a whistle as she drove to the hoop. Foul by Foley. That's going to be her 4th. And Rebecca, let's take a look at the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. It was mentioned in both meetings about rebounding. Who would win the battle of the boards on the offensive and defensive sides? Actually, we're going to do free throws. Connecticut 14 of 23, Duke 5 of 9.
Well, they're both incredibly important. You know, 2 of the big keys to the game that Coach Gueston, of course, was mentioning yesterday. UConn got into the free throw line, struggled a little bit, but got in there.
And for complete game stats, you can go to CBSSportsline.com. Taurasi 1 of 2. And here's the rebounding we spoke of. UConn 42, Duke 37.
It's getting closer because of the way Duke has attacked the second half. In the first half, UConn had a tremendous advantage on the boards.
Another rebound for UConn, and now they're tied up. Tillis, the jump ball, they're gonna give a foul to Tillis.
One official called a jump ball, the other one called the foul. Again, yesterday, Coach Oriama was telling his players they were going to get attacked when they got the defensive rebound, and they couldn't swing elbows because then they would get the foul called. Good job, Jessica Moore got the rebound, kept it up.
Isis Tillis, 3 fouls, and that sends Moore to the free throw line. 2 of 7 from the line this afternoon. Left-hander.
Usually when you see left-handed players, for some reason, they have a smoother stroke and a nicer shot from whether it's a jump shot or the free throw line, but not Jessica Moore. She's got a little bit of a hitch to her shot.
Kind of a sideways stance. Missed them both. Foley jumps in for the rebound. Here comes Beard against Taurasi. Spinning, lost the handle. We're coming back the other way.
That time, Beard tried to do a little bit too much to get to the basket.
Make sure you stick around. Triple header action continues here on CBS. South Carolina taking on 6th-ranked Minnesota, and a timeout here in Hartford. 2:11 remaining. UConn on top of Duke, 65-54. Well, Elena Beer struggled, Rebecca, in the first half. Only 1 free throw, 0 for 7. Has turned it up a notch or 2 here in the second half. 14 points, taking it inside and out.
She's an explosive player who can score, especially when she's going towards the basket. Still isn't a great 3-point shooter or jump shooter, but if she can get her momentum going towards the basket, she's very difficult to defend. Duke again in that pressure, and UConn having all kinds of trouble with it.
Beard gives it up to Tillis. She wants it back. Thought about the 3. Puts it on the floor around Strother. High jumper, got it.
Great patience by Tillis that time. She could have taken the shot. Understood that it's not what her team needed. UConn needs to settle down. Duke doing a terrific job of forcing the pace in this game.
Harding forces it up in traffic. Beard there for the rebound. Steps back for 3. Short. Tillis the rebound for Duke. Underneath Foley. Wow. And a timeout. 1:34 left. Remember, Duke was down 20. They battled back 65-58. Well, down 20, Duke has battled back. They've cut the lead to 7. Gino Auriemma in that huddle. As we reset it for you, timeouts. UConn with 3 remaining, Duke with only 1. The possession arrow pointing to the Huskies.
That time, Isis Tillis, 6'5", able to deflect the inbound pass from Taurasi.
Curry fouled. Was it a 3?
Tell you what, Coach Gino Auriemma took that timeout, and that's not what he wanted to see.
3 shots.
A turnover and then 3 shots, but it's exactly what Coach Gestencourse wants. She's got her biggest player defending the ball. Duke doing a terrific job these last few minutes, just raising the intensity level, and big chance for Curry to cut into the lead.
80% shooter, misses the first. She'll have 2 more.
UConn struggling a lot with this pressure. I'm sure they'll be working on that a lot, but future opponents will probably be pressing a little bit more. UConn really hasn't faced a lot of full court pressure this year, and they're not handling it well at all in this game.
I think also, too, Rebecca, over the last 10 minutes, if you get physical as well, maybe you rattle UConn a little bit.
What's important about making free throws and making baskets is that you can then set the press up again.
The lead is 5 for UConn, but the defense of Duke forces UConn to call timeout. We'll be back. UConn leads Duke by 5, 1:25 remaining. Timeouts, Huskies with 2, Duke only with 1. And that possession arrow belongs to the Huskies. By the way, this is the closest this game has been since we go back to 7-2 in the opening couple of minutes of this one.
Duke doing a great job coming back, and right now UConn trying to inbound the ball. Very difficult place to inbound because you can't run, you can't move, and you're kind of stuck in the corner.
They get it to Taurasi, and now battle back to Taurasi. They'll let some clock run. They've got 19 on the shot, 1:16 on the game clock.
Coach Auriemma calling for them to spread the floor. He's going to run some weak side action, but look for Diana Taurasi to take it in, back her defender down, and score.
Take it on Curry. Had a good look. Curry rebounds for Duke, still alive with a minute left.
Exactly the shot UConn wanted. They want it in Taurasi's hands, taking time off the clock.
Got it! A 3-ball for Beard.
She picked the right time to drain the 3. Unbelievable coming back in this second half after the way she played and the way Duke played in that first half.
Beard spots and hits. It's a 2-point game. UConn leading by 2. It was 20. Beard spots and hits the 3.
Big time shot. Diana Taurasi was stepping off, knowing that Beard likes to take it to the lane. Huge shot for Elena Beard and Duke.
Duke was the one to call the timeout, Rebecca. No timeouts remaining. UConn threw it away. Wow.
This is just turning into the great end of a game. Barbara Turner looking for Taurasi the whole way, just ran out of room on the sideline.
Curry will inbound it to Beard. Spins baseline around Taurasi. Taurasi had it, picked up. Here comes UConn.
Oh, that was a monster block by Taurasi, getting with it both hands. Huge.
Oh, Tilla steals. Inside Beard. We're tied.
What a terrific second half of this basketball game.
Elena Beard with 21. She has scored 20 of those 21 in this half. And a timeout with 37 seconds and change remaining. Unbelievable turn of events, 65 all. Duke 4th ranked in the country against number 1 ranked Connecticut. And Rebecca, the refs, the officials are over on the far side at the scorers table.
I think they're looking at the clock, because as you saw there, right there is 38.8 left in the game. So I believe they're looking to see if 37.7 seconds is accurate.
There's the reach in. Tillis then fed it underneath. And we're tied at 65, and Beard has put on a show this second half.
Duke's entire defensive side of the ball they've done a great job this second half. UConn having a heck of a time just trying to get the ball over center court. In the first half, they had no trouble getting it over, but the officials again trying to figure out how much time should be left in this game when a matter of seconds this time of the game means a lot.
You know, Gino, who's sipping down a little water, I don't blame him, has always told us we don't usually beat ourselves, but this half, UConn has committed 11 turnovers, and Duke has responded by scoring 18 points off those 11.
And a lot of them not effort turnovers or not, turnovers. They're bad decision turnovers, making a poor pass the one time when Diana tried to pass the crawl half quarter, or when the ball was coming to Diana and it was stolen. UConn's made some bad passes because Duke's defense is playing so well in the full court.
They put nearly 2.5 seconds back on that clock. It's at 40.2. Taurasi will inbounds, tied at 65. Battle has it, picked up by Tillis. Boy, tough trap. Battle hits the deck, needs help. Strother has it. Harding's got it for Duke.
Duke, remember, has no timeouts left.
Beard to Tillis, baseline, back to Curry. 26 on the game clock, no. Battle covers up for UConn.
UConn calls a timeout. Duke should have taken more time off the clock, gotten the shot that they wanted on that possession.
Take a breath, and we'll be back. Tied at 65, Duke and UConn. Make sure you stay tuned, buckle up, because coming up, triple header action continues here on CBS. South Carolina against 6th-ranked Minnesota. And what's on the line here is the home winning streak in Division I. UConn and Tennessee tied at 69, a win today, and the Huskies stand alone with 70 straight. Boy, at halftime it was 17. It was like a walk in the park for the Huskies. At one point they were up by 20. But Duke has fought back and tied it at 65 with 20.7 seconds left. Boy, dangerous pass. Struthers got the lob from Taurasi.
UConn right now probably take a shot with about 5 or 6 seconds left so that if they miss, they can get the offensive rebound, knowing that Duke has no more timeouts left.
UConn has not had a field goal over the last 5 minutes. Taurasi, strong, got it.
Duke has to push the ball up the floor and try to get one last shot.
Foley got it at the buzzer. Shock in Hartford.
Right now, the officials checking to make sure it was off in time, but that shot was definitely off in time.
Jessica Foley from Australia knocking down the 3.
UConn getting exactly the shot they want. They want Taurasi to come down, take it with that much time left so they have an opportunity to get an offensive rebound. Duke a heads-up play by inbounding the ball with this short amount of time and getting it down there. UConn thinks they have the game won. Duke with no timeouts. Harding, a terrific job pushing the ball down the floor, getting it to the open teammate. Terrific heads-up job with less than 5 seconds to go.
And Rebecca, you see the clock running down as they get the ball to Foley. She demands it. She kicked. It's gone out of her hand with about 0.6 of a second.
No question, no question. And Ian Strother doing what she needed to do, trying to stop the drive. What a big-time clutch shot by Foley.
Here's an interesting stat. Well, the 69-game home winning streak ends at the buzzer. Duke roaring back from 20 down, and it's their first lead of the day, and they win 68-67. Duke has now won their last 21 true road games.
Coach Guest, of course, wants them to come up big in tough games. They came up big today.
Taurasi in disbelief. In disbelief. Their last home loss was to Tennessee back on February 2nd of 2000. 72-71. And the last loss here at the Harvard Civic Center, 1986 to St. John's. So for Rebecca Lobo, Craig Bolerjack saying so long from Hartford. In a thriller, Duke rallies to beat #1 ranked UConn 68-67. Stay tuned for Game 3 of our triple header as South Carolina takes on Minnesota. Duke 68, UConn 67. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the men's NCAA basketball championship.